If you live in the US, you fall under any of these 5 racial categories, none of which actually makes any sense. Take the whites for example, you can be as dark as chocolate and still be considered as white. As long as you come from Europe, the Middle East and North Africa, you are white regardless, which is nice and all until you realize that the Spaniards are not white, because apparently white people don't speak Spanish.
You didn't have to cut me off. I could never know we were nothing.
So a completely non-white person can be considered as white because of his or her ethnicity. Meanwhile, a completely white person can't be considered as white because he or she speaks Spanish. I don't know about you guys, but to me this sounds like some next level mental gymnastics. Just because they hate the Mexicans, they pulled up an entire fucking racial genre out of their ass for all the Spanish speaking people. And it gets worse. The name black or African itself is a contradiction because not all black people are Africans and not all Africans are black. The South Indians and indigenous Papuans are black, but they aren't Africans. Similarly, North Africans look like Southern Europeans due to their shared Mediterranean climate, but apparently common sense isn't all that common and all Africans are black without any ethnic or linguistic diversity. And us Asians get the worst of it. That's because you are not Asian unless you look like those stereotypical East Asians, people with small eyes and flat face who are always good at maths. That's what Asian means in the US. And here's the thing, the Middle Easterners are considered to be white, but the Middle East is in Asia, so those oil-rich white boys are technically Asians. There are also South Asians, Central Asians, Southeast Asians, all of whom who don't look like Asians, but they are Asians. Then there is good old mother Russia. Russia is big, very big. It spans over 2 different continents and more than 100 different ethnicities inhabit Russia. So oftentimes literal Russians would get called out for acting like Russians. To which my only comment is just learn geography, you clowns, because this is Russia, and this is Russia. This system is called racial categorization when it has nothing to do with people's race. Blumenbach, the man who gave the concept of races, would have jumped off a cliff if you ever read this. It has less to do with science and more to do with some random fucking psychopath writing up some bullshit in the middle of his slave farm. So what's the solution to all of this? Well, just call people by their ethnicities, that's it. Because if you go to Albania and ask a guy what his ethnicity is, he will say Albanian. Not white, not Caucasian, just Albanian. That's cause calling himself white would mean lowering his status on the same level as the French. And no one wants to be on the same level as the French, maybe except for the Americans. And this is true for all non-Americans. People just go with their ethnicities or nationalities. They don't use black, white, brown or any of those bullshit. So if you are an American watching this video right now, then may God bless you, monkey brain morons.